What is up, guys? Me, Michael Joe, back in with another reaction video. And today we're bringing back the corn videos. So this reaction is different. Well, it's not different. It's has been on the channel for a long time, and we're gonna be reacting to Embryo equals Leech, Amazing Corn Miracle, hashtag Mind Blown. Now, I was asked this a while ago to react to this video specifically. So without any further delay, guys, let's get to it. Also, if I sound a little off, it's because I'm sick. I have a sore throat. It's kind of hard for me to talk, but anyways, let's push through it.
The Quran, and is said to be the official, unchanged, pure word of God, revealed over 1400 years ago. Claiming to be the word of God is a heavy statement, and without proof, or if a single contradiction is found within the book, the apparent word of God will be proven false. So without further ado, let's put the book to the test.
Ooh, I like this.
In the 23rd chapter, titled The Believers, from the 12th to the 14th verses, God is said to give a detailed description of how the human being is formed. It begins by saying, "We then placed him as a sperm drop in a place of settlement, firmly fixed. Then we made the drop into a alaqa." We will translate this word very soon. "And then we changed the alaqa into a lump. Then we made out of that lump into bones. And then we clove the bones with flesh. Then we caused him to grow and come into being and attain the definitive human form." In the 21st century, we can now safely say that this verse is clearly describing the process of human development in correct
in a way.
chronological order.
But the only thing that kind of baffled me was bones with lump into bones. Well, that lump, I think the skin was kind of formed around it first and the bones started growing inside. So maybe it's the other way around. I could be wrong, but that's what I remember from school. But like I said, this is pretty exact, just looking at the list. Like conception, embryo, and then fetus. It's pretty interesting. And remember, this book was written way before any scientific studies were made about any kind of fetus or like childbirth or child development. So this says a lot.
Order. However, what we should be paying attention to in particular is the second stage, referring to the development of the embryo. The specific word used to describe the embryo in this verse is the word alaqa. The word alaqa, when translated into English, can mean three separate things. Firstly, a blood clot, or to be suspended, that is to be hanging or clinging to something, or thirdly and finally, a leech. Now, all three definitions don't come anywhere near what we perceive to be the human embryo. So, why are these words used, and what significance do they share with the human embryo? Can the embryo be described as a blood clot? Well, what do you think? In the 3rd week of embryonic development, a tubular heart joins with the blood vessels to form a primordial cardiovascular system. And by the end of the 3rd week, the blood is circulating and the heart begins to beat on day 21. The first thing that comes to mind in regards to being suspended or hanging is the umbilical cord. But we can't use that example because we are simply referring to step 2, before the baby has even formed. But we now know today that the umbilical cord is formed from the connecting stalk. And the connecting stalk is formed as soon as the embryo is formed. The embryo's connecting stalk has even been described by John Allen and Beverly Kramer as an object to suspend the developing embryo.
I'm liking this so far.
Column. So an embryo is suspended and does have a strong resemblance with
is that blood clot? Well, blood clot normally means clot as in like blockage. There's no really any blockage going into the fetus because it's circulating in there until the cardiovascular system is fully developed. Well, developed enough to get a heartbeat on day 21, like he said. So I don't 100% agree with the blood clot. Well, his explanation of it. I'm sure there's a better explanation. I mean, on this whole thing, obviously. But I think the explanation he gave with the blood clot did not necessarily link to what he was trying to say, or what the book was trying to say, I should say. But like, this is mind blowing so far. I mean, it's pretty spot on. It's like I said, it blows my mind every time I see videos of this stuff that was written way before scientific findings, or like anybody even knew how stuff was made or done or formed or how things work.
What on earth would an embryo have to do with a leech? Figure A shows the structure of an embryo at 25 days. Figure B.
No, that's interesting.
Leech. Now please note once again that the embryo in this stage is no greater than the size of a kernel of wheat.
That's if it's stretched out, isn't it?
The embryo at
curled
22
up?
days. This is the internal structure of a leech.
That's very similar.
It's mind-blowing stuff, but you still haven't seen anything yet. This is the head of the embryo at 22 days. The detail you are seeing right now is absolutely impossible to be seen with the human eye and can only be seen with a microscope. This is the back end of a leech.
Very similar. Very similar.
There's no other words used to describe this other than mind-blowing. The pictures we have shown
I can see how the leech is linked to it now.
Even to be predicted.
I'm still kind of confused on the blood clot part. So if you guys know,
once again, the verses we have shown you were revealed over 1400 years ago to a man who couldn't read nor write. Are these the words of God?
Descriptions of the human embryo in the Quran cannot be based on scientific knowledge in the 7th century. The only reasonable conclusion is that these descriptions were revealed to Muhammad from God.
Which, it's a bold statement because there's really no proof of it not being from him. You know what I mean? Like I was saying, there's really no proof showing that it's not from God. Because you're going to think about it. This was written a long time ago, before it was even computers, before it was x-rays, before anybody decided to open up somebody to see how things are developed. This was written way before all that. And the fact that it's so accurate compared to what we know now about biology, like the human anatomy, human physiology and all that stuff, I mean, all that stuff that we know now, it's just mind-blowing. Now, like I said, I didn't understand the whole blood clotting part, because a blood clot is literally like it prevents blood flow. Not completely, like a little to none blood flow, and you don't want a blood clot. So there's blood flow in the fetus or embryo, so that's why I didn't understand the blood clot part. And I'm sure there's a better explanation out there, but I feel like this gentleman here, whoever speaks for Talkism channel, I feel like he didn't give them good of an explanation of the blood clot part, but everything else he said was very spot on, and it was like, it just amazes me every single time when I see like the book just like say all this truth. Like I said, there was no scientific stuff back then, so how can someone who was illiterate say all these things about the book, or say all these things and put it in the book, and then for it to be true? There's only one explanation. God himself told him. Like, there's no way someone who is illiterate writes stuff down and then it's grammatically correct for one, and two, it's spot on. Like, everything that was tested so far was spot on. So, I mean, if that doesn't tell you something, then I don't know what else does. Because that right there is evidence and proof that the Quran is real, is legit. It's one of a kind. It's wow. The fact that I'm seeing this now, like years later, this was in 2013. Right now it's 2019. That video was dropped May 5th, I believe. May 5th, 2013. And today is, as I'm recording this, 12/14/2019. I'm now just seeing this, and it was very cool to see something that I've learned in class already. Because as you guys know, I'm going into Medfield in college, and then to learn about that stuff and to watch a video about the Quran talking about it, just blows my mind. It just Because remember, all these textbooks technically are copying off the Quran when it comes to like scientific stuff, like human anatomy, human physiology, biology, chemistry, geography. You know, all that stuff, all the fun stuff from science is based off of that book. They get the information from there and put it on the book. That's literally what it is. But anyways, guys, before I continue rambling on, those are my thoughts on the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope my sick, annoying voice didn't bother you because it hurts to talk right now. But hey, I gotta get this video up for you. I missed an upload on Friday and I'm getting this done today on a Saturday. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed watching it. If you did, drop a like down below. Comment down below what else you guys like to see from the Quran or anything else. I'll be happy to react to anything. You let me know what you want me to react to, and I'll do it. Anyways, guys, if you enjoy videos like these, interesting, knowledgeable videos that get your mind going, they makes you ponder at the end of the video, like gives you something to think about at the end of the video, subscribe, because this is the channel for you. I'm telling you, it's just it's interesting stuff from here. And then, if you don't believe me, check out all my other videos. It's all interesting stuff. I guarantee you won't regret it. So subscribe, join the best family, YouTube, the Cordero family, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.